Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I almost said welcome to my planet. This is Everyday Artist, and I'm Eve, and welcome. This is Rogue. Um, if you'll notice, I'm wearing a sweater. It's been cold here. Not cold like other parts of the country, I know. And I know I qualify that every year because I lived where it was cold. But for us, it's very cold. It's warmed up from last week. It's supposed to be mid-60s today, which is pretty unusual at the time of year. It's kind of weird. We've had strange weather, so I'm really glad I'm doing a temperature chart of some kind. Strange weather last year, strange weather this year. I didn't do a lot in terms of my various crafts because it was a busy week. I'll tell you a little bit about my son. Straight out of elementary school, my son went into the Navy. He'd been wanting to go in the Navy forever. He wanted to be a rescue swimmer. Yes, he's a very, very good swimmer. But he had a medical discharge while he was still in basic. And he was crushed. He was so sad. And he's been trying to find himself. Well, he graduated this week. And not from college, from something else, but he is starting his new career today. And this past week he graduated. But we had my aunt come in town. When I adopted him, my mother was alone and I was living with her, and I adopted him. So basically the first few years of his life, it was my mom and I, but also my aunt, because every night my aunt would come for dinner. She lives alone. She's always lived alone. And so my mom would make sure that she had everything she needed. And in one of the adoption classes that I took, they suggested that you give your children a turn making dinner. And so every week I would take my son to the grocery store, have him pick out what he wanted to do for dinner, even if it was just making sandwiches and going to the park. It was his turn. And that way he had at least one day during the week when he liked what was being served, but it gave him a feeling of control, you know, those kinds of things. Anyway, my aunt would also take a turn. And it was just something we did for years. And my aunt was as much a part of his life in those early years that he was with us as my mom and myself. So she was here, and he was very happy about that. And that this week, now we'd had a little bit of rain the past couple of weeks here and there, a day here, a day there, which is not unusual for January. But is my understanding, there's been a ton of, I haven't looked up any news on it. I try not to listen to the news. I do read some news. I had to stop because it was just making me crazy. That California had some bad weather, and we often get weather, you know, from California. So we had it start raining, and then it rained some more. Yeah. The day of my son's graduation, it was pouring. so hard that it was difficult to drive. And Phoenix streets are not, they're not made concerning to think about rain. So like there's no rain gutters. Some roads have grooves on either side, which will channel rain, but there's no rain gutters. There's generally not need for them. As a result, on the sides of the roads, the rain becomes these enormous puddles, and so if a bus or something like that goes through, the rain will shoot up, the water will shoot up, and so there are some issues. Yeah, so, and the roads get really slick, but we all made it there safely. I was walking in, and of course we're dressed nicer than, jeans and t-shirts and stuff. And I didn't think I was stepping in a puddle, but then there was water all the way in my shoe. My sister, the bow on the back of her dress came untied, and she was dragging the ties through the water without knowing it until I noticed. I mean, just stuff like that. But we still it was still wonderful. It was wonderful. And he was so happy. So I've been doing, well, in the first place, rain makes me sleepy, so all I want to do is sleep. But I haven't been doing as much stuff as I normally would. That being said, I did finally finish these bags. Okay, I don't have them up as partners. And this has a little heart on it, and this one has a little bone. And this just has a heart. And a heart. And yes, the zippers are different on them. I don't know why. What did I do with the other one? Oh. So I think I mentioned last week, every time I went to sew these things, I would do something wrong. So I'm not surprised the zippers are on different sides. It's just, doesn't hurt the running any. But I'm happy I finally got those done. This is one of the cute things I noticed. See their little hats making a heart. Anyway, I finally got them done and up on the Etsy shop, which shortly before Valentine's Day, but they're cute even if they're not Valentine-y, for Valentine's. So I'm really happy about that. And this video is going to be very short because I only have 3 other things. Now, I talked a lot about the weather, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Stitchin' Mommy's Temperature Turtles. And I am on February, which is this one. You notice that it doesn't have a little tail like this one, because that's for the 29th. So, here's where I am. We started kind of warm, and then we got cold. Not as cold as here, but you see how these warmer temperatures were in here, and then it got cold. Now, I haven't finished stitching the dividing stitches here, and I haven't put on the flippers. By the time Friday rolled around and we had a party, for lack of a better word, for my son, on Friday, and I got home about 11, and that's when I started doing this because I was doing stuff all day. So, yeah. Now, when my aunt is in town, you have to drive her places. She waits until she sees someone who knows how to drive, and you take her places because she does, otherwise she can't go, you know. So I got a phone call waking me up. She can't use her cell phone either. She tries. But so my sister called and said that she wanted to take my other sister. She wanted to take my sister and I to Denny's. So we did. And then to Walmart. Yeah, the whole day. And I was planning to work on these gnome bags, and I just finished those. I mean, it took forever, and it shouldn't. From start to finish, if I apply myself, cutting out the bag, sewing it, takes about an hour. Now I had to break down and put it on the Etsy shop on my phone instead of on my computer, which is what I like to do, because it's harder for me to work on my computer right now because I can't plug it in where I'm used to plugging it in. I can plug it in. There's a lot of plugs, but so I finally did it. I said I'm just going to do it on my phone, whether it looks right or not. I'll check it out later. So anyway, I keep making excuses for myself for why I'm not doing things. And then one of my WIPGO calls for, what is this month? February, is Silver Creek Samplers, Winterful Friends. Now, I have made tons of mistakes on the white on this one because it was so hard for me to see what I was doing. And, you know, I can't count anyway. But remember I talked about maybe starting over. I didn't want to start over. I was already pretty far in, right? So I picked a blue and I just did half stitches. And now you can see the snowflakes and stuff. Now I made it too far out here. I went one stitch too far. So I just went ahead and put another row of these blue. Anyway, this one was too far this way, and you know. And I had already had to fix the snowman quite a bit, but I think it's close enough. And I really like the way it's looking with that blue on it. You can really see how it's going to make a difference. So right now I'm putting in more of the fence, and then I'm going to do the tree, and maybe I'll go ahead and put the words in before I put in the rest of the blue past this. But pretty good, right? Yay! I just thought that was easier than trying to start over. Now, were I to start over on a different fabric where I could see the white, it would be more correct probably. But the changes that I had to make, they don't hurt the running any. So that's that. And my Crismoose Berry, my WinterCrossStitchCamp piece by Erica Michaels. I'm working on the snow. I think I need to get on the stick if I want to finish this before the end of the month. I'm looking at the toppers going, Apparently I need to buy several of the cardinals because I wanted one for my snowman berry, and this one has one. I don't know that a cardinal, I mean, I know it has birds right here, but yeah. Anyway, I really like this. I love this one, but I'd have to stitch one over one, and I don't enjoy that. But, you know, maybe. Sorry, I was just noticing the eye in here was like black and it hardly shows up. And I know my antlers are not the color of those, but I'm using the DMC alternative. I may not get this done by the end of February, but I want to. But I really want to get Winterful Friends done because I'm really excited about the way it looks now. And then I have to start working 10 days on rabbits, carrots, and eggs. Now, Easter comes very early this year. Very early. Not even in April. The last day of March. So it would be nice if I got that done. I don't know that I will, but I'll try. And I haven't FFO'd the last one by Stingy Princess that I finished of the rabbits at the cafe. So hopefully I can go ahead and get them both FFO'd at the same time. And I have Daisy May, which I finished, that I haven't FFO'd because I finished it toward the end of the year, and it's a spring pattern. So I was thinking, you know, I really need to FFO that because I have everything already that I need. So I really should get on the stick and do that and get all my spring patterns out. Yeah. Right now, I just have winter because I'm cold. Unfortunately, when I take out my winter ones, the Christmas ones are with it, and I don't put the Christmas ones away. So I'm going to have a lot more Christmas ones, Christmas berry and the jingle berries. Yeah, that's okay. I like berries. I like them very much. They don't take a lot of space putting them away, you know. They don't take a lot of space putting them out. So, yeah. Anyway, that is everything. Like I said, I didn't stitch a lot. Or sew a lot. So, I'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll have Winterful Friends done. And maybe I'll even FFO Daisy May if I can find it. I don't know where I put it. I might have left it in the project bag that it was in beforehand. So I'll have to go look. You know, I would want to put it somewhere where nothing would happen to it. So. But I was thinking about that more today. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I will see you again next week. Happy stitching.